Hey guys, so for this video, I'll be unboxing and reviewing and talking a little bit about EXO in general. So if you want to hear my thoughts on EXO and my collecting plans for them, then just watch the whole video. This is actually one of the most interesting packaging we have gotten from EXO. I love the superhero theme for this. A lot of just thought was put into this, so I really enjoy that. SM seemed to be really wanting to put something unique, and that kind of fits with Power as a song. And actually, I was like curious about it because I actually made an unboxing for The War, which is a regular edition of this, and I got like a comic thing, and I was like, oh, I'm guessing this probably relates to um, the repackage. But yeah, let's get started. So here is the front. As you can see, I only bought the Korean version because honestly, that's part of my new thing with EXO. I'm not gonna buy the Chinese version of things. But for those who don't have this album and are curious how big it is compared to a jewel case, this is how big it is. So it is pretty big. It's like a box. Honestly, this is one of my favorite packagings from last year. But you do kind of have to be a little bit gentle with this box. So here are so yeah, and here's the back. Where's the Comcast sticker? Where is it? Oh, there it is. You get 12 songs. So unfortunately, we don't have that many songs for this album. But hey, still very solid release from them. So this is Korean version. I'm guessing this is Chinese version on the Chinese version. Obviously, all the members are included in this album except for Lay. Sucks for me because he's my favorite. But yes, and I love this logo as well. Yeah. So you can lift it up like that. There's nothing on the back. Okay, so you get these postcards. I'm not a huge postcard fan, but for this, I like how it makes sense for the postcard because it reminds me of like Pokemon cards or Digimon cards or like superhero comic stuff. So we get Baekhyun, and they kind of have like a throwback to these because it mentions like their power. So he has light, and right here it tells you focus. Let's see. So I'm not gonna read all of these because it will take forever. But I like the fact that it just has like stuff about him, like number 4. He's part of EXO, his date of birth, which is like yesterday. And then he's from Exoplanet. So it's cute. You get Dio, he has the power of force. So these are pretty cool. It's probably more this is probably one of their more interesting concepts for a while. I think the exact era was really good in terms of singles, but I wasn't feeling the album that much. But this one, it's pretty good. They kind of went back to their older sound. And there's Suho. Schumann. Chanyeol. Yep, the wind. Yep. So these are the photo cards. You get 2 per member. Not photo cards, postcards. You get 2 per member. And they're front and back. So and they're different photos as well. Yep. So very, very cool little thing that they have right here. So if you have your favorite member, you can put it on all your binder or whatever. Then we get some bigger postcards. So compared to the size, these are a lot smaller. And these are like a combination of their faces. So this is Chen and Schumann. And then it gives you the track listing right here on the back. Pretty interesting, I guess. I like how it's just really interesting to see how similar their faces are, or if they're not. And then you get a group shot, which I really like group shots from EXO. Then you get, I love this packaging. I love the theme of it. And then you get kind of like a booklet with the lyrics. But it's kind of like a poster. Okay, here's the, and you put it like that. So it's like this. That's interesting. I'm just gonna flip through it. Just lyrics. Then you get this comic right here, and I like that it's in English and Korean. So I guess I can read through this. So who cares? And he says. So Sehun says, who cares? And then we should be careful enough. Oh wait, we should be careful though. I thought no one could get in our way. And then, okay. So it's either one of them, right? And then, do I go in or not? Tell me quick. How come you're asking me to you? Who should I be asking then? Well, obviously, you should ask the leader. Oh. Then I guess I'm the one to start, right? Suho is one of my favorites as well, so I'm glad I have the comic for him. Yes, so I don't know how many comics there are. So someone please on the comments, please tell me, I guess. So you get an advertisement from SM for Genie Code, and then another advertisement. These are like standard for SM. And you get a photo card. I got Chanyeol. So for those who are trying to collect EXO or want to buy this photo card, please comment down. US only. I just don't. I have so many Chanyeol cards for some reason. Like it's always him. And nothing against Chanyeol. I just don't collect photo cards. So if you're wanting to buy it, I'm not collecting it. And here's the disc. I really like the disc as well. There's nothing on the back. It's just black. So if you're wanting to buy a Chanyeol photo card, please comment down below. And then we can arrange. I'm not trying to sell it for a bunch of money. Probably like $6 or something. So let's look back on the track listing. I wouldn't say this is my favorite EXO album, but it is one of my favorites. Like if I were to rank it, it would be my third favorite. I think EXO's best album is definitely Love Me Right, like the repackage for it. That album is pure perfection. I don't know if they'll ever be able to top it. And then right after, like by a little bit, is Growl. I think their first and second studio albums are my favorite. It's just they're just really good. Honestly, if you want to listen to anything from EXO, like listen to their first two full length albums. Their mini albums are really good as well, but in terms of just overall um, sound and like songs, I like them. My favorite song from EXO is probably Overdose. Um, EXO just puts out great albums. Like with the exception of Exact. Exact was not my favorite thing. I did buy it, but yeah. Um, uh, my favorite songs from this are Power, The Eve, Coco Bop, What You Do, Forever. I like the chorus Forever a lot. Um, Going Crazy. Yeah, this is a decent album. Um, I wouldn't say I particularly listen to this a bunch. Uh, for certain tracks I did listen to, like when it first came out, like for a few weeks. But it's and then for Power, I think it definitely fits the concept of this album a lot. But in terms of title tracks, I don't think it goes like it shouldn't it doesn't even compare to like their other um title tracks like at all. It's not bad, it's just like a really average song. I like it, it's one of my favorites in this release, but I don't know, I feel like it's really elevated by the performance that they did, especially on the Olympics. But it's definitely not like my top EXO song, which is why I really put off from buying this. This actually goes for pretty high. Still, I wouldn't necessarily worry about this going out of print, but definitely like not my favorite EXO album. Um, my favorite EXO concept in a while, yes. I think that SM did a really good job. They are rumored to come back in the summer, but honestly, I truly believe it. They seem to be just releasing a album every summer since Love You Right. So it's been a while since they've done that, and probably I would even count in Overdose. Um, I think Overdose was like released in like May and April, like around. But really looking forward to their new album. Hopefully, Lay is included in the album because he is an EXO member, but it doesn't seem like it anymore. Um, and yes, I hope they maintain more of their pop sound, and they don't try to experiment too much. Um, I I want them to release another like Love Me Right. um or like Growl, like those two albums, they have like those songs are, some of them are like very simple but it's so good. And EXO, like when they pick the right ballad, oh my goodness, it's like the ballads in Growl are so good. So yes, and then as for my collection for EXO, I'm glad that I've been able to kind of keep up with them so far. I have all their studio albums. I think I have all, yeah, I have all their minis. Not all the versions of things. I was keeping up with EXO really well until they started doing like member versions. Like I am not going to be getting like 20 versions of an album. Like no, I don't have that money for it. But I also bought like Chinese versions, so I just don't think I'll be buying Chinese versions. Their Christmas albums have been a little bit disappointing the past 2 years. I really haven't been that into their Christmas albums. I really enjoy the first two. The first two are really good. But the last two they released, I really have been skipping over just listening to them, but I have bought them. But yes, what else? Yeah, no Chinese versions. For me, it's just like, for example, like this. Okay, so they had like I think 3 versions for the war. I have one version of that, and then I'm just gonna wait for repackage albums for EXO, cause I don't like. I'm trying to save money, and but for some reason I've gotten like the regular editions for their albums, because I am sure they're gonna release a studio album. And then for their stuff in Japan, I really want to buy their full length album. I really enjoyed it. And their subunit. I recently bought their CBX first mini. I made an unboxing. I think I made an unboxing for it, but I definitely included it in the haul. It took me forever to get that album. I had actually pre-ordered it, and then Korean Mall like screwed me over, and that was just a whole debacle. And then I ordered it again, and then it didn't come. And then I just bought it for like really cheap, brand new, like the beginning of this year. And I almost bought their second mini, but I'm going to Japan this month, so I hope I get to see it, like, I don't know, maybe used. I mean, not used, like second hand, and maybe I'll buy it for a cheaper price. If not, then I'll probably just buy brand new, or maybe I'll just buy brand new like around whenever they release a repack, or whenever I have money, to be honest. So I'll be getting like their subunit stuff, because obviously Baekhyun is like in the subunit, and I actually enjoy EXO's music in general. But yeah, I guess this is a really long video because I tend to ramble a lot. Kind of again, like my overall thoughts on this: solid effort from EXO. Not their best album, I think but it is their best-selling album, which congrats. Like they've been able to outpeak themselves, but in terms of physical sales. But I really hope that their new album is more on par with their first releases. But yeah, Coco Bop was a good song. I don't know. It's just like I feel like this era was a little bit weird. It was just weirdly promoted. And yes, what I want from EXO, just better Christmas albums, and a solo from Baekhyun. Like that's like all I want. And then Late to be back into the group's like releases. And yes, thank you guys for watching. I hope that this was interesting. If you want to buy the channel photo card, just comment. And yes, get your hands on a copy of this, because I think it's a pretty decent album. Alright guys, this is it for this video. Bye.